والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We are here again to discuss manners in Islam. That's because of the fact that we stated earlier on that Islam is a perfect religion that deals with all aspects of life, whether it has to do with the laws of business transaction and what have you. All such things are being discussed in Islam. In the last two episodes, we discussed the salam, the manners of salam, and then the manners of seeking permission before one can go into someone's house or things of that nature. Today, inshallah, we are going to discuss yet another important manner, and that is the manners of eating, or should I say the table manner. This is very vital. That's because at least in a day one will eat thrice or things of that nature. So you find that whenever one eats, there's that need that you remember that it is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's that need that you seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's assistance while eating and things of that nature. All such things, inshallah, we're going to discuss in this lesson, in this episode. It's very important that whenever you want to start eating, you start by invoking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name, by saying Bismillah, in the name of Allah. And you use your right hand while eating. And note, try to eat from your front. That is because of the saying of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to his foster child, Umar, the son of Abi Salama. He said to him, Ya Ghulam, O child, Sammillah, mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you want to eat. وَكُلْ بِيَمِينِكَ, and eat with your right hand. وَكُلْ مِمَّا يَلِيكَ, and eat from your front. Here, the importance of saying salam while eating cannot be overstressed. That's because whenever you do that, you tend to shield your food from the demons and the satans, that they cannot come near your food and eat with you. It came in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that the Prophet says, إِذَا دَخَلَ الرَّجُلُ بَيْتَهُ, whenever one enters his house, فَذَكَرَ اللَّهِ, and then he remembers Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, Bismillah kharajna wa Bismillah walajna wa ala Allahi tawakkalna. He says Bismillah while entering, and then in the dukhuli, that is while entering, wa inda ta'ami, and he says Bismillah. He mentioned Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name while eating. Qala shaitan, the Satan says that today you do not have a shelter and neither do you have a food. You don't have provision. But if he fails to remember the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while coming inside the house, what happens? The Satan says, Wajadtumul mabit, you have found a shelter. If you do not mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while you start eating, that now gives the Satans, the demons, the chance to eat with you. And that will mean that the food will not be blessed as it's supposed to be blessed. Now, in this regards, you observe that there are some about 6 issues that we need to note. That you say Bismillah when you start eating your meal, or when you want to drink a drink, you start by saying Bismillah, which you have said the importance, and we did state the fact that the Prophet ﷺ even commanded his foster child Umar bin Abi Salama to say Bismillah. And that is why some scholars are of the opinion that saying Bismillah in the beginning of each meal or when one wants to take a drink, that it's compulsory. That is because the Prophet ﷺ made a command saying Bismillah, mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here, can I add saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim? Can I do that? Some scholars of the opinion that there is no problem in that regard. One could add and say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. But then note that the most important thing there is that you say Bismillah while you want to start eating. Also, here there is also an issue, and it is the fact that what if when I started eating I forgot to say Bismillah? Do I have a chance now to a kind of mend what I might have, the mistake I have done? Do I have a chance to now come with what I have left behind? Yes, the Prophet ﷺ says that إِذَا أَكَلَ أَحَدُكُمْ فَلْيَذْكُرْ اسْمَ اللَّهِ. If one of you is eating, then he should mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi awwalihi, in the beginning of his food. فَإِنْ نَسِيَ. But if he forgets, he did not remember, in this situation, he said, فَلْيَقُلْ, then he should say, Bismillahi fi awwalihi wa akhirihi. I mentioned the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the beginning and in the end. So that will now serve as a remedy. That will now mend the mistake you might have made. The other situation is on the fact that what if I did not even remember. I did not remember to say salam. I only remembered I need to say salam after I might have finished eating. What do I do? In that situation, scholars said, as Al-Usaymi mentioned, that will mean it is a sunnah that its place, its time have passed. You do not need to come with that again. We mentioned the fact that you are expected to use your right hand while eating. Here there are two things we'll observe. One, the hand. Using the bare hand. That is what the Prophet ﷺ normally do. And then it should be your right hand and not the left. The Prophet ﷺ says, "La ta'kulu bishimal." Do not eat with your left. فَإِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَأْكُلْ بِالشِّمَالِ. For it is the Satan that eats with his left. So it's not it's not okay for one to say, let me feel among. Since I'm using the cutleries, let me use the the left to eat, just like other people do. Note, you are not doing like others do, but as you are being commanded to do by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is in that your success lies in that. And your success is not with emulating others, but by implementing the doctrine of Islam. You'll observe that unlike the teaching of the Prophet ﷺ, some people see it as an act of civilization, that it is the left that goes to the mouth always. Meaning, if you are eating something that you need to cut, that means you might need a knife and a fork. In that situation, the fork will be the left hand will be the one carrying the fork to take to your mouth. And if you will need a spoon, that the left hand goes to the mouth and things of that nature. That is contrary to the teaching of Islam, and in fact, that is haram. There is also something important we need to note here. Sometimes we tend to use the left while eating unknowingly. Maybe when one is taking a drink and maybe a snack, buns, donuts, or things of that nature, you find that individual holding the drink, either with the right, and then the snack in the left, and then he goes like this, taking the drink with the right and then the snack with the left. That is contrary to the teaching of Islam. what you need to do in that situation is that you make sure that it is the right that always goes to the mouth, because the Prophet said, do not eat with your left. It is the Satan that does so. Also, some people, while eating food using their hands, they tend to find it difficult. Maybe because their hand is thin with the food, meaning maybe the soup and whatsoever. They tend to see, if I use that hand to take the cup, that will mean that the soup will paint the cup and it will make it dirty or whatsoever. In that situation, you find them using the left. It is still better you use the right, because whether you carry the cup with your right or not, the cup will still be washed. So what is the point in using the left to carry the cup? And sometimes the cups might even be disposable cups, so there's no point in using your left in that regards. So therefore, one is expected to use the right to eat his food whenever one wants to eat the food. And that is the teaching of the Prophet ﷺ. And in fact, the Prophet did not even leave small children, as I stated earlier on. Even a small child, that child, Umar bin Abi Salama, the Prophet did not say, he's just a small boy. But the Prophet told him that use your right. So that will mean we need to teach our kids the manner of eating. We need to tell them that whenever you want to eat, you say your salam. You say Bismillah. And that whenever you want to eat, you use your right hand. And that when you are eating, you try to eat from your front, especially if you are eating with others. Brothers and sisters in faith, inshallah we'll be going for a break, and after we come back, we are going to continue our talk on the manners of eating, or in other words, the table manner. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.